Hey guys, it's Kelsey. I'm back with another scrapbooking process video, and today is off the board with pineapple papers. They have been going all month long. I unfortunately wasn't able to participate all month long, but I'm trying to participate at least on our normal day, which is the last Wednesday of the month usually. So this is my pen for this month. I wanted to do another mood board. I had one 12 by 12 left from my kit this month that I've been hoarding to do this page. And when I was trying to think of inspiration, I realized it was gonna land on off the board. So I was like, great, I can go and pull some inspiration to from Pinterest to use this paper for. And this is a mood board I had saved a while ago for some kind of challenge, and I never got to use it, but I was planning on using it with a paper pad that I've had issues using because of the iridescent foiling. But I figured because I have this iridescent vellum that I need to use, I would pull this back out and actually get it used for its intended purpose. So it is very aquatic, very oceany, but I pinned this for the iridescent inspiration because it really reminded me of when the sun hits the pool and throws the rainbow prisms on the pool floor and that kind of thing. There's a lot of shimmer with the sun and the water, which I think is really cool, and I think really plays off of the iridescent look with how the light hits it and throws the rainbows. So that's the plan. I have this one, which was the first one I pinned, but Pinterest likes to show you similar pins once you kind of pin something. And so this one also came up, which I also really like. So I'm kind of going to be using both of these. They have the same kind of feel. But yeah, that's what I'm using for this process video. Since I'm not using this with the actual kit it was a part of, I am pulling in some products from my stash. So keeping those mood boards in mind, I wanted to just show you before we got started what I pulled in since it wasn't a part of my kit. As soon as I saw the foil iridescence, I really wanted to pull in some Prima Flirty Floor. Again, I have had this in my stash for a really long time and haven't used it because I struggle with the rainbow iridescent, but I figured we're going for it this month. I can finally pull some more of this in. So I have the sticker sheet, which I think I've only used once, and then I have some scraps from this collection from when I've used it previously. So you can really see how the blues tie into the mood board. I have a map print, which I think was a picture on the mood board, some polka dots, and some branding strips that are in my color scheme. I'm thinking I'm only going to use one photo for this page. I might get two. I haven't really decided what my photo is going to be. But if I only do one photo, I feel like this will be enough to do some fun layers. But since I'm using P13, I went through my other P13 stash. I had a scrap of this paper, which I love this side, but the back is kind of this chalkboard ledger that I thought would be really cool to pull some more black in. One of the things I really liked on that first mood board was the contrast with the very shiny, watery elements with the pops of bold black in some of the pictures. So I really like this contrast. And then I went through some other collections. This one is Amelia Rose, and this one is Misty Rose, but I liked these sides because I thought this one could be the background behind the foil. And I really wanted the foil to stand out as a background, so I needed to back it. But I think what I'm gonna do is fussy cut the kind of the gaps between all the feathers so that you can see this blue peeking through different spots in this. So I think that's gonna be my background. And I may not need this other paper, but just in case I need another layer, I pulled this one in. Again, I love the pops of black in the mood board. So if I need more, then I have this too. But that's really as far as I've gotten. I'm really trying to get through some of the Flirty Floor products since it's been in my stash for a while. If I need more embellishment, I do have other P13, or not P13, but Prima Marketing stuff. But it's not exactly in the color scheme. I could use like the darker elements in this and maybe the aqua elements in this. I don't know how much of this stuff I'm gonna use. I'm really gonna try to get through some of these stickers though. So that's the plan for this, this layout. I'm gonna get started. I don't really have a plan other than what I'm gonna do for the background, so I'll probably start there and we'll see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to go through and start with the vellum. I'm going to just fussy cut every single gap I can find in between all of the feathers. I was second guessing if I should do this or not, but as I continue to do it, I liked it more and more. And I think you'll see once I finally lay it on the background paper, it really adds a lot of dimension to all of those feathers, so it just doesn't look so flat. And I really like how that allows the blue from the background to be a bit brighter as it peeks through some of these pieces. So I didn't make you watch the whole thing, but I did just lay it onto the 12 by 12, and then I'm going to attach it by using my Tombow Mono Multi in really skinny lines. I'm going to line a majority, not all of these little lines, but the middles of the feathers and the outsides of the feathers. I'll go through and add some glue. That way it'll stick to my background and I won't have this vellum that's kind of floppy. I was thinking about just waiting until I knew where my layers were going to be and then just attach the vellum with some of my double-sided tape behind where my layers were, so you wouldn't be able to see the tape through the vellum. But I really didn't want the edges to be floppy, so I went ahead and just used this glue, and it ended up working really well. I was just careful to use tiny bits of it because it's super strong, and that way it's all secure. So I'm just going through and doing that, and then I will lay the background down, and then I will be able to start layering. The layers come together super quickly because I pretty much just staggered the scraps that I had and stuck my photo on top of them, which is one of my favorite ways to layer when I have a lot of scraps. I think it always gives you a really fun and interesting layer. So you'll see what I mean in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and get the background glued down. I decided to do it this way, which could have gone horribly wrong, but ended up working out okay. So now you can see how that blue peeks through, and I love that. But here are the three scraps I have from this collection. And then I'll add a couple other bits as I get going. But I really just wanted to stagger these 3 bits here and pretty much stick my photo down onto that. And then I'll just add a little bit from there with what I have left over. I did decide to go with, I kind of hemmed and hawed about which photo I wanted to use. But considering I really wanted to follow the mood board, I went with this one of Billy. I think he's 3 months in this picture in Athens and on UGA's campus. There's a couple of fountains in the older part of the campus, and we just had an adventure day where Billy and I walked around campus. We don't really have any classes in this older part of the campus, but it's the most famous part, so I still want to go and hang out and see a lot of the things that's in that area. So I took Billy with me, obviously, because he was in his little guide dog training program, and it was a really good experience for him because he got a lot of desensitization and practice and confidence building. Especially these fountains are really loud and there's just a lot going on, and some puppies get really scared of them. So I kind of wanted to see how he would react. Whenever puppies are kind of scared of stuff, you make it a game, and so they think it more as fun instead of scary. But Billy tends to be just a goofy goober and doesn't let much bother him, so he really didn't even bat an eye at the fountains. But I got a nice little photo op with him to show one of our training group leaders. She was very happy that he was not scared of the fountain. But we just bebopped around campus and we went and saw the UGA arch and all of that stuff. But just with the water element and my Pinterest inspiration, I thought it was the perfect photo to go with this layout. So I did trim it down into a 4x4 and then matted it onto some white, and now I'm just going to stick all of these layers down pretty much how they were. And I knew I was going to do this and I still did it. I want to ink all of these layers in black, but I didn't decide to do that until after they were all glued down. So you'll see in a bit that I'll go back and try to ink all of these layers without taking them all apart. But I do want more layers than just these 3, so I have some of the map paper, and I'm going to make one of them into a horizontal strip to run across the bottom of the page. But I'm also going to trim a little section to cut into a little tag to have coming out of the top of some of the layers, just so that's kind of balanced and I have interest in both of those spots. I am going to glue down one of Karen's black hole reinforcers, and I will thread that with some black and white twine just to keep going with the black, white, and aqua color scheme. So I have a lot of fun when I kind of get to work with a super different color scheme. And even though I'm usually scared of the iridescent foil, I had so much fun with this page, and I actually didn't get stuck at all. But I think it's because all my products went really well together, so I didn't really have to worry about the iridescent clashing with everything, because it all just kind of went, which was nice. But this is where I decided to ink all my edges in black, so it just takes me a minute to try to do this and not get black ink everywhere, because I was really being stubborn and not wanting to take all this stuff apart. So I'm going to mess around with that, but I'm pretty sure my paper layers are done after this. I pretty much just have to embellish. I definitely want a title, and I definitely need to do some journaling, because I do want to mention about how this was part of Billy's training, even though it's just a picture of him looking cute in front of a fountain. So that's pretty much where we're at. I did pull in that branding strip too as a horizontal layer, which helps break up the map print was just very white, and so I liked having some of that darker branding strip break up some of the white. So you'll see once I get all that stuck back down, I think that helps with the interest. So I'm going to trim that to the length I want, ink that new cut edge, and then glue this down. But yeah, this is pretty much my paper layers. So I think I'm going to glue this to the background soon. I know there is one more layer I add, but it's not paper. I don't know if I do it yet or not, but that's where I'm going to tuck that little tag. I think that's really sweet. And now you can see where I'm planning on having it lay. The most of the blue on the background is to that left side, so I really want to not cover up that part of the page. So I'm thinking that my photo will sit here kind of to the lower right, where the background is more of the white. That way you can really see all the blue over there, which I love. And then this is Happy Mail. I cannot for the life of me remember who gave this to me, because that's one of the things that all slid together with my Happy Mail. I want to say it was Jennifer, but I'm so sorry if you sent it to me and I got it wrong. But anyways, that really cool plastic sticky netting. I always forget what that stuff is called, but it's so, so cool. And I had some of the minty colored one left, and I thought it would be really cool, a really cool layer and texture to add on this page. And I felt like the netting went with my mood board theme, even though there wasn't an actual net in those pictures. Like a net just kind of reminds me of fishing and reminds me of the ocean. So I'm pulling it in and I think it adds a really cool kind of layer to all of this. So that's going to be another horizontal bit behind all my other layers. And now I'm going through my Prima Marketing ephemera. I am trying to dig out some of the aqua and black ephemera bits from this collection, which I think is Amelia Rose. I could be wrong. But I'm trying to pull out some die cuts from here to potentially use. And there are some small blue heart stickers on the sticker sheet I think I might use. But like I said earlier, I really am going to try to focus on the iridescent sticker sheet, because this is the time to get a bunch of those stickers used up. So I start playing with the ephemera first, and I kind of create multiple clusters with them, and I'm thinking maybe I'll use these as a background and then add some of the other stickers on top of them. But it ends up just getting clustered, like it gets I don't know, too crowded too fast, and I realized that it looks crowded and I hadn't even started using the iridescent stickers, which was the whole point. So I end up taking off all of these die cuts and going in with the stickers first. And I like that better, because I was taking up too much of my embellishment real estate with the embellishment I wasn't trying to focus on using. So you'll see I kind of move all this stuff back off, and then I'll go in with my stickers first. This sticker sheet is so cool. I really love a lot of the motifs and sentiments and patterns. It's just that iridescent foil that scares me, which is why I haven't used it yet, but we're going to get a bunch of these used up on this page. So I'm starting out with that Be Confident butterfly in the upper right hand corner. I wanted the white one because it was coming off of that black paper layer. And then to keep the balance, I added kind of the same size sticker in black that says Adored Forever to the lower left hand to kind of add some black over into that area. And now I'm just going to be piling on a couple stickers to a couple different areas. So I add a word sticker to both of those clusters. And then a lot of the kind of square stickers I decide to stack up to the right of the photo just to kind of get a lot of them used up. I wanted to bring that iridescence next to the photo since there's a lot of iridescence going on the background of this page. I wanted to make sure it kind of translated all the way through. So you'll see me stack up a bunch of them next to my photo to kind of fill in that gap. So I have this little aqua, love this one, another black and white butterfly, a black one that says angel, and let's do this thing one, which I thought was sweet because kind of a lot of these sentiments about bravery and being fearless and confident and sightseeing and being courageous and being adorable, and I kind of feel like all of that goes with my story of Billy and his training and this day. Even though he just thought we were exploring all day, he didn't really see it as training, which I guess is kind of the goal. You just want him to be comfortable with whatever environment he kind of gets put into. So he did wonderful. But I'm just going to stack up a bunch of these, and then I do want a word sticker kind of overlapping the photo, but I wanted to pop it up on some foam, and these stickers are really thin and flimsy. So I did take one of them. It'll be the one that says perfect day. I don't know if I'm going to do it just yet, but I will stick that onto a white piece of scrap cardstock and then just cut it out. That way it has the stability of the cardstock, and I'll pop that up on some foam to have that have a little bit of dimension that kind of gets around the sticker being so thin. I'm still going around just adding stickers here and there. So I added the little Aqua Dreamer one up by my tag. I definitely will be going in with the little Aqua Heart die cuts. I'm going to pop the 2 die cuts up on some foam, so those have some dimension too, but there's also some little Aqua Hearts on the sticker sheet that I will pair with those as well. So I'm just going to have those in either corner across from the photo, just so it kind of adds some aqua to those areas but keeps it balanced. And then those are those tiny little aqua stickers I'll get used up too. And then I think I pretty much need to go in with my title and do my journaling. I think I'm done after that. These stickers are kind of flimsy too, so I was trying to get these tiny little hearts off without like tearing them. But I'm glad I got all those used up too, because those also have been in my stash a really long time, so I'm glad those are getting used up. I think I'm going to do my title after this. I literally just made this page and still can't remember what order I did stuff in, but I'm pretty sure this is the rest of the embellishment. Here is my thicker set I'm using. I love these, I think they're called Wander epoxy thickers, and they're all very travel themed, but I thought since we were exploring it would be a really good set to use for this one. And they had a black title that said Wander, which I thought was perfect in black. And then they also had some other things I figured I would use as embellishment, so I'm adding the little N with the arrow for north, and then this little black sightseeing sticker. So that's in 3 different areas, which really ties in that epoxy texture across the page. But that's pretty much the rest of that, and then I need to do a little bit of journaling, and then I'm done. So I'm going to use my black pen, and then along the bottom of the map print, I'm just saying we explored campus and got in some great training and desensitization with the fountains and UGA Arch. And I dated it. This is September 9th, 2011. So that is pretty much the rest of that, and this page is done. I'm really happy I got a Billy page done. I was really challenging myself to get a Billy page scrapped this month because I was worried I was going to avoid his pages for a while with him passing last month, but I felt really good doing this page, so that was comforting. But here are the close-ups. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you check out everyone else who played along with Off the Board with Pineapple Papers. They'll be linked in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.